mock Brown, Cooperston, still helping them runaways to freedom, taking slaves from plantations like my own.
Yes, saving them from rough cowboys like yourself.
Why would you want to help those filthy people? They deserve to be working on my plantation.
No one in their right mind would ever want to or deserve to step foot on your plantation.
Maybe you should work for me. I sure could whip you into shape.
You are a sick man, as if I would ever obey you as my master. Ha!
Well, maybe a few broken limbs would teach you how to respect and obey your owner.
There's no way I'd even stay on your place for more than a day. I'd be off and running in minutes.
And we'd sure as hell capture you right back.
You wish. I know more ways to get out and away from plantations than you know.
Let me just tell you a little something. These disgusting creatures who work for me are my property. I own them. They don't just have the rights to go wander, say, or look where and when they want. That's not allowed.
They're humans like us and should have every right as we do.
Have you seen how they look? What makes you think they'll do good out in the world with people like us? They can't even read or write, for God's sake. How could they possibly get a real paying job or even be accepted to receive an education? There's no way they're getting one under my rules.
Oh, Mr. Cooperson, what a funny man you are. I'm sure some of your unnecessary slaves do have an education. They're just too afraid you'll punish them harshly for doing what's best for them.
They're lucky they're living with me. I feed them, I clothe them, I shelter them. Who are they to complain?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that they're not allowed into town. Or, wait, maybe it's because they've been split from their family they love. No, wow, that can't be it. Just maybe it's because you took away the freedom they had, the freedom they want, the freedom they deserve and have full rights to have.
My slaves are free to roam on my property, as they do belong to me. They can talk to each other when not working, just as long as they don't talk to me. They sure can try to escape to the north, but they would never make it. They'd have to watch out for when I hire slave catchers.
Now they can't even escape to the north. The chances they have to escape and make it to freedom have decreased since that stupid punitive slave law.
That law is not stupid. It is to help people like myself retrieve what they have bought and owned and belongs to them. I don't want any of my slaves gone missing. I would have to have them returned by slave catchers, nice and alive to me.
And I would love to free them successfully, but we can't all have what we want.
Hasn't been fined and jailed tell you that your efforts to help these useless people are just a waste of time? You're crazy. With all the slave catchers we have sent up north, it's almost impossible to escape successfully.
Well then, expect the impossible, because it has and will continue to be done.
Whatever, James. I'm done arguing with you. I don't even know why I'm talking to you in the first place. You belong in jail with fines up to your neck.
As to you!
Welcome aboard. Don't get your hopes up. There's so much bickering between these two buffoons. I can't take it anymore. Obviously, slavery is terrible. Why would you stand up for it? I can't stand these two talking to each other.
Wow, I agree. Can you believe how the nation can be so divided and hate each other so much?
I know. All I hear between people is who is better, North or South. Now it's what kind of state should California be, free or slave? North wants it for more power, but that would make more free than slave states.
Well, didn't Henry Clay help create the Compromise of 1850 and the Missouri Compromise, which settled the problem?
Yes, but the whole battle to get it was ridiculous. The South just can't ever have less power. They wanted the North half of California to be free and the South half to be slave.
Good thing for Clay's Compromise of 1850.
I fully agree, or I wouldn't be driving there. Now California is admitted as a free state and have the slave trade abolished in Washington, D.C. to please the North.
What did the South get out of this?
Congress. can't press laws regarding slavery for the rest of the territories. One from Mexico, and Congress would pass a stronger law to help slaveholders recapture runaway slaves.
Have you heard of Daniel Webster?
Yes, that's the Massachusetts senator that supported the compromise. He saved the Union from falling apart. Have you heard of Stephen A. Douglas also?
He's the Illinois senator who had the job of winning the passage, correct?
Correct. I'm glad I can have a normal conversation with you about the problems around us, unlike these two.
What have they been arguing about all this time?
Slavery and that ridiculous Fugitive Slave Act.
Oh God, that act and Uncle Tom's Cabin made everything worse.
The conflict between the North and South over slavery has gotten worse and brought bloodshed in the West.
I would have thought that our friend Stephen A. Douglas's bill for the Nebraska Territory to be divided into two territories, Nebraska and Kansas, was smart.
But of course, there always has to be something in for the North and South.
His proposition to allow slavery in each of these states settled by popular sovereignty was smart, but he should have known it would cause problems.
I've always thought using popular sovereignty, having residents vote, would just make problems worse.
It's dumb that he would have to totally disregard the Missouri Compromise.
With all this in favor in the South, of course, they would agree with Douglas.
And once again, the North has had dispute.
I refuse to drive through Kansas.
Oh, with all that nonsense, right?
Yes, I have to find an easier route to California.
Yes, to decide the status of the state.
Didn't the pro-slavery forces engage in illegal acts too?
Win the Kansas legislature and attack the anti-slavery forces in Lawrence, Kansas.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Everyone knows.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
John Brown is a good leader, but he's a little insane.
He sure is.
Alright, okay.
Boy, did you hear Brown killed 5 neighbors for supporting slavery? That's ridiculous.
I'm right here.
Well, he has a valid point.
Thank you.
Doesn't mean you gotta kill him.
Yeah,
I'm
you got
sorry.
a point.
How long do you think this is gonna last for?
1, 3, maybe even 7 years. In all honesty, who knows?
These have been such irritating fights.
You think these fights are irritating? You guys talking about how you don't like slavery is irritating. I'm gone. Thank God.
Well, I need to pick up Abraham Lincoln. Here he is.
How you doing, Mark? You think you can give me a lift?
No problem. Where to?
California. I'm getting ready to present a speech after my victory.
Perfect. That's exactly where we're going.
Have you heard about my election?
I heard you won, not all the details.
There were 2 different races for the presidential election, one for the North and one for the South.
Is that right? You're supporting the North, I heard.
Yes, I was. I believe that the expansion of slavery should be forbidden into the Northern Territories.
You had my vote. I completely agree. These Southerners just think they can treat people like animals just because they're colored.
I know, it's just not right. 2 men the name of Breckinridge and Bell are running to represent the South.
They just don't understand, do they?
I'm not trying to make enemies with the South. I'm just trying to avoid the expansion of slavery.
I agree.
So,
I'm glad you all have my vote.
Hey, I think we're in California.